Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone is doing great this morning. It is Friday once again. The normal work week is over, or going to be over. Getting ready to enjoy the weekend. Hope all of you are doing great this morning. Morning, Mr. Michael, Mr. Ed, Mr. John, and Mr. Pete. Not sure why YouTube is doing the weird name thing this morning, but it's putting an @ and everyone's official YouTube name instead of their shortened name. At least it is for me. It looks like it is on the screen as well, maybe. Maybe not on the screen. I don't know. Yeah, it is on the screen as well, so that's odd. Don't like it. It confuses me. Yeah, so last night, in my front pocket, I had what has quickly become one of my favorite knives. And that is this $75 Mosier clone. And then in my back pocket, I had a new knife that I got in the mail yesterday. And that is this Riot. It is a Riot District 9. And it was originally a Facebook release for a private Facebook group for Crane's Cutlery. I really do like the looks and the feel of this knife. It is a little thinner than some, and that is good for Riot. They're usually big chunky boys. It feels really good in hand. The only thing I don't like about it is these are not thumb studs. They are stop pins. So you can get it to regular flick, but the reverse flick is pretty much pointless unless you use just a ton of wrist. Yeah, Cliff, I saw that. I didn't realize you would get it in 3 days from me to Alaska. That was pretty wild. It was showing it was going to take like 8. So you can use a ton of wrist and open it. But I really like the blade shape. I really like the lines on it overall. Pretty knife. By the way, good morning, Cliff. Morning, Mister. And who else? Did B Shady pop in? I didn't see him pop in either. But if you did, good morning. Going to be confusing with the names. I don't see B Shady, so weird. Anyway, I carried those two in my pocket. And I had this one with me because I realized in the mailbox as I was leaving that they sent me the extra screws to replace the one that was missing in this one when I got it. So I took the Protean with me. I actually had it in the back. This one has brutal detent. And now that I haven't used it for a little while, it needs a little bit of tuning. Not bad though. It's got great detent. But they did send me 4 of the screws that go for these. So I fixed it. And I've got 3 extra screws, so that's always a plus. Not to mention the fact that it throws off, I don't know who some of these people are by their YouTube channel name. I only know them by their nicknames, so it's a little confusing, but... Oh, my phone volume is still on. You fix that. So yesterday after the stream, I was really into the sheath making, so I took and I put everything together and kind of dry fit it. And the way I've got it this morning is like this right here. So I've got it all clamped up. I just got ashes on it. I've got it all clamped up. I've got it basically like it will be when I'm done. The knife fits in there perfectly, has got great grab. It holds it just tight enough. It fits in there great. I do have everything lined up perfect. And I went through and I used my little tool. So I bought the little line making tool. I don't know what this thing's called. And I went through and started rubbing the line where I will put the seam. And as you can see, it will fall in the middle of the welt. I was trying to line it up, but I basically got it lined up perfectly, and I wish I could just snap my fingers and say glue. But that is not the case. But it's going to look very nice. I'm going to take my time and take it apart a little bit at a time and glue it. And I've also decided that I'm not going to mess around with a big wide belt clip because I don't think it would look right on this size sheath. So instead, what I have is this right here. So that is basically going to be my belt loop, and I will scrunch it up just a little bit when I glue it down and sew it down just a tad to give it that easy entry. But what I'm going to do with it is I'm going to glue it down, and luckily this 4-prong little thing right here, a little hole puncher, fits perfectly across here with adequate spacing. So I'm going to put 2 rows of threads on both ends, glue it on here. I want it in my pocket like this, so I will put it on this side. I think that's right. Yeah, I want to be able to pull it out and it be in my hand. So it will go on this side up here close to the top. I'll punch these holes, top and bottom. I will be wet forming it, Michael. I've not used this little tool yet, William, but I will. I use my little tool often. Thank you. But anyway, I'm going to let this form up today. I've got a couple more leather tools coming in this afternoon. I might do something special that I'm not going to tell you all about, but yeah, I definitely don't want an ulti clip on it. But if that's what you like for your first knife you make, you're welcome to put an ulti clip on there. But yeah, I think it's going to turn out good. You can see where the line of stitching will be. And then I will sand all the rest of that down and then burnish the edges, and it should turn out pretty nice looking. Like I said, there is proper hold. It does fit in there snugly. So I'm good to go. Anyway, enough about the sheath. Talked about it all day yesterday. Morning, Dwayne. Morning, TC. Yeah, I'm definitely not concerned enough to put a notch in it. I do want to sell this eventually. And like I said, if if I use enough wrist, I can reverse flick it. And the flipper tab works so good, it really doesn't matter. But yeah, as long as I use some wrist, I can get to it. If I was planning on keeping this one forever, I might do that mod, but it's all good at the moment. Let's see. Did I have any kind of links? No, I don't think I did this morning. Oh yeah, stuff for channel. Oh, I did have a link to show you. Yeah, I have, mister. Sucks that they threw that in, that bill. But I've been paying attention to it. Hopefully they'll get it worked out. We got a year, so. Alright, what was I going to show? Oh, yeah. Firefox. So that one knife that I've shown a few times, the Land 140 that is no longer available, they released a Land 140S, which is a little smaller version of the same knife, and super cool pricing on it. But they have 4 different versions of it available, and they all look great. And it's a very comfortable knife. I do have one of the larger ones, but people were asking about where to find this knife. Well, I guess San Renmu or Land listened and released a smaller version. The original is a giant knife, so this one is going to be a great size. It says it's 18 centimeters long with a 76 millimeter blade. Hey Google, what's 76 millimeters in inches?
76 millimeters is equivalent to 2.992 inches.
So right at 3-inch blade. Hey Google, what's 180 millimeters in inches?
180 millimeters is equivalent to 7.087 inches.
So it's a 7-inch knife. Good morning, Christopher. Let's see here. But yeah, so if y'all wanted the link to this Land knife, I will throw it in the chat and in the Discord. Cool little $50 titanium knife. Well, come on, computer, act right. So there's the little link for the Land 140. Land 140S. There's the link in the Discord. Yes, I prefer the British lady. She just sounds better. I did pick that voice though. Mr. Williams said he sent me an Instagram, so let me make sure I don't show anything personal when I bring that up. I don't like going to private messages live on stream. I'd much rather you send stuff to the Discord if you want me to show it on stream, because it's kind of hard for me to go back and forth and open Instagram and make sure there's nothing personal being shown. Just overall, let me see what I can do here where I don't have to show the Instagram chat. I can open all these images in different windows. Close out that. Alright. So here's the pictures Mr. William sent. where he attached an ulti clip to a piece of leather on the back of a TCAL, I guess, with some Phillips screws. Yeah, it definitely looks like that would work for you. I'm not sure why that piece of black leather is there. Why it's so small to begin with. Oh, that's awesome, though, that you did some skulls and got your initials on there. Did you make that sheath, or did someone make it for you? It's British, not Australian. Let's see. Yeah, I can see that it, I mean, it would if it was made specifically for putting that ulti clip on, then that does make sense. I thought it was an afterthought, so I thought it was already there. But maybe it was morning, Robin. A friend did it for you. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I think I'm going to enjoy getting into leather work. Looks like it's going to be fun. Let's see, what other links did we have? Oh, we had a bunch of pics, and John just out here ruining it for the rest of us. John's showing some bangers, of course. There's his pocket check. Man, two beautiful knives. Number 103 and number 309, I believe. Yeah, some bangers. TC carried 6 knives in his pocket, evidently. That Growler XL is a large knife. It is bigger than the it is larger than, somebody posted one. Where did I see that picture? A lot bigger than the Rosie XL. Somebody posted that, I thought. Yeah, right here. You can see how big the Growler is next to the Rosie XL. It is a giant knife. Let's see here. Looks like Ray Sachs got a bunch of cold steels. JT showing his bunch of knives yesterday, so he swapped out his pocket check. There's Waylon's pocket check from yesterday. Oh, you got one of those little real steels? I mean, steel wheels as well, huh? Or is that real? Yeah, real steel. Sorry. Nice pry bar. Nice little fixie too. Mr. Ed. Pockets. Couple of clip lanyards on those too. Another picture of Mr. Ed's. Robin showed his. Couple of bangers. I like those scales. And Mr. Bill Doyle showed a couple of his. And his Wubin X4. I still got to get an X4. Then John with the 2 custom knife factory ones. Let's see here. Knife picks. Waylon got all kinds of EDC stuff in the mail yesterday. Thought you were slowing down, Waylon. What happened? Maybe you did you win something? Got a heck of a lot of stuff there. How do you like that multi-tool so far? What do you think of the multi-tool? Man, I so wish I would have bought a different way to I wish I would have bought a jar of this or a can that was $40 instead of this little $10 tube, because it's not going to be fun applying this. I'm hoping it's as liquidy as the stuff in the cans and jars, but we will see. I'm also mad I got the giant size one of these. I wish I would have got a smaller size one, but it is what it is. Oh yeah, I did get my little chamfering tool. I guess I used it a little bit on video yesterday, but it seems to work well. I need to put a chamfer on this clip everywhere. So it puts a very even chamfer all the way down. We're going to stop talking about sheaths, I promise. I'm just really ready to get this one done. That's why I'm kind of into it. Come on, act right. I'll learn how to do this leather stuff eventually, but learning how to burnish it good is going to be something I'm looking forward to too. I bought a little burnishing tool, which really is just a little piece of wood. Come on. Can't get these last little bits of the end here. Maybe I need to go the other side over here and it'll take that off. There we go. I will get these burnished and the edges all evened up. Let's go look at the drop point, I guess. See what new is coming out today. Or this week at least. Yep, I will have to learn how to do some stuff with leather. It would probably be easier if I was on a flat surface instead of this little mound that it's created from this cardboard I got under here. I got to fix this desk. Come on, little piece of leather. There we go. All right, yeah, I will burnish the edges of that where they're all dark, but this little thing seems to work if you know how to use it. I got little leather scraps everywhere. All right. What are we looking at that's 15 grand? Oh, just a random knife on Arizona Custom Knives. Stan Wilson. Yep, that is a pricey thing. Pretty wild cost of some of these knives. All right, let's go back over here to the drop point. Get started on that. Guess we'll go through the fixed blades first. Orkita knives. Orkita. Navajo. That is a different shaped little fixie. like it's a thick boy too. Get a glance of that. That's real thick. Wow. Yeah, that is different. All right. That is the first one. Let's see. What's next? The DCG model. What is it? DB? Yes, model DB. Pretty cool looking knife. A little bit of heat discoloration on it. What is that again? The DCG model DB. And it's money. All right, Exodus Knife and Tool Adventure Craft collab. Seems like we're getting a bunch of Instagram links this morning. Yeah, they had the little fixed blades that had the cool fish patterns on them, I believe. Guess he's dropping 21st Knife Drop Part 1. Got it set up for scout carry. That's cool. Alright. Nottingham Tactical P6. That looks comfortable. Back in stock. Email info@nottinghamtactical.com for purchasing details. P6 says discontinued on Knife Center. Just trying to find a price. Guess you'll have to ask him about the prices. They all just have dollar signs. They don't say anything. He's got some more driplets available. I still like those little things. Still not bought one. Looks like he's released a few other ones since then. Yeah. The other one, it looks like it's sold out. The larger one. Can't remember what it was called. The Drip, maybe? Instead of the Driplet. Huh. Should have got one when I could. Micah Dunn, Avion. There's a lot of fish and bird knives. That seems to be a pretty big category for people. Guess all you people up in like Michigan and Wisconsin and around the lakes do a lot of fishing and bird, fowl hunting. See you later, John. Yeah, the Avian that does look like a comfortable little knife. Like I said, what's the size on this? 3¼ inch blade and 7.75 overall. So with the handle length on this, it looks like I could probably get all 4 fingers on there. I like the red and purple one for some reason. Dan Stan, morning, sir. Thank you for joining us this Friday. All right, what do we got next? Bonds Creek Knives Predator. So we got, that's a good looking knife too. I like that a lot. I could see myself making one similar shape. Yeah, that is a good size, TC, on that last one, that Avion. See what we got on size on this one. Well, oh, 4-inch cutting edge and 9 inches overall. So yeah, that's a big boy. It looks like a big boy. Winkler Knives? No, I'm not familiar. But we will check that out right now. Hold on, let me look at these other versions of this Predator real quick. Looks like they have a Cinder, which is a black one. And what do they have? Oh, the Blood Moon one. Yeah, that Blood Moon one looks nice. That looks super comfortable as well. I think I'm going to bookmark Bonds Creek because I don't think I've had it before. Do they have any other versions? Let's see. Badger, so the Predator they have in those 3 versions. Alright. Now I said we would look at what you said, which was, I copied it. Let's see. Winkler Knives. That definitely looks like a user as well. See what they got here. Winkler Knives belt knife. That's a nice looking knife. 4.5-inch blade, 9 inches overall. Yeah. Very reasonably priced. Man, that's a nice. Yeah, those. That looks a lot like that one we looked at. Maybe that's what made you think of it. Yeah, that looks a lot like that Predator. That Predator. That style. Actually, it doesn't. The blade shape is similar, but the finger choil area and all that's way different. But the blade shape's similar. Man, that's a nice looking knife. Yeah, I like that one. Let me look at his. Where did the links go? Here at the top. Go back. All right. Blue Ridge Hunter. That one looks nice too. Contingency. Huh. Wow. That drop point crusher looks like a lot of knife. Yeah, 5.25-inch blade, 10 inches overall. Man, that handle has got to feel good in your hand. Ian Humphrey. Ion Humphrey. Never heard of him either, but that's a giant knife. See what else we got? That's a big one too. 4.75-inch blade. Yeah, very fair prices. I'm gonna have to bookmark. I'll bookmark this belt knife just to have his page on here as well. And then you said Ion Humphrey? Oh, Lon. I couldn't see. It looked like a I. Lon Humphrey Knives. Guess it was a all knives labeled as in stock. Alright, so Brute Hunters, Tadpoles, Whitetail, Iron Reaper. Yeah, I'll have to check him out whenever he gets some more in stock. Looks like he's only got a couple right now. The Soul Dog. We go to the home here and just add this one also. Alright. Yeah, I'll check him out when he's... We'll look at some more knives. The Scavenger was Bonds Creek also. I didn't even pay attention to it, but... Another real comfortable looking knife. A Hail Mary. Somebody has one of those. I can't remember which one of y'all it is. What do we got going on, Cliff? Which ones are the best? Who makes that? The OSI and the OSS? OSI, you say tactical knives? Oh, the Cold Steel? Huh. Oh, it's a single edge version of the OSS. Alright. I have not seen those, and I thought I'd seen all Cold Steels. Yep, that one is definitely a weapon. Morning, Mitchell. Biohazard blades, is that what you said? Check them out. Good old fixies. I like having a... Man, that's a lot of blade. But it's pretty short, though. For some reason, I feel like it's 2.5 inches long or something. Let's see. Let's go back here to all products. Oh, pins. Pins. That reminds me, I wanted to show Waylon's awesome mod work he did yesterday to fix a knife. You know, I'm a big proponent of fixing your knives if something's wrong with them, and so he had a lot of rock lock out of this one. So he made a larger stop pin, and he had to change the face where it interfaced with the blade, but it fixed his lock rock. So great job, Waylon. I'm over here clamping up stuff, and he's over here making new stop pins. Yeah, super cool. Also, here's the little $10 leather kits that you can get. They come with the wax thread and the needles and all the little stuff you need, including a little pair of scissors. But yeah, seeing that pin reminded me to show Waylon's stop pin. Custom sheaths from $5. Wow. Leather plain, $75. Alright. I don't know where the $5 one is. Hybrid plain? Oh, there we go. $5 custom sheath. Wow. Something's got to be up with that. Because I don't see. Yeah, that's probably $50. Can't be $5. Zombified. Oh yeah, here we go. The Demon. Let's see. Survivor. That's a pretty cool looking blade shape. Reminds me a little bit of Sever's knife, blade shape wise. Yeah, that's pretty cool looking. Survivor. Let's see, the Demon. Flip point. Version 1. That's a thick knife, thick blade. Good grief. Well, there's a purple one, the Prey. That one looks like it's got a big enough handle, but the blade is kind of short. Super cool looking knife, though. Yeah, I'm going to bookmark this one just because I like the way it looks, and that'll get me back to this page. Yeah, super cool. Pathogen. Oh, yeah, that's pretty cool. Those lines. I like his little gas mask, and the biohazard symbol. Biohazard blade. Yeah, that's some cool branding. You've been carrying a what? A Thronite Archer? See what that is. Oh, it's a flashlight. Alright. Yeah, that reminds me of the one I bought that I've shown y'all that came with that AA battery that's connected. I really like that flashlight. It reminds me a lot of the one you just showed. Let me show y'all the one I'm talking about. It's the Ace Beam TAC 2AA. And on Amazon, it's 25 bucks. But the cool part about this one, it's got the double buttons. So it's got a button on the back and a button up here at the front. So you can turn it on and then use the front button to actuate on and off. It's super bright, but one of the cool things about it is it comes with a double AA battery that's connected together, and it's got a USB charger on it. And so you can either put two AA's in it, or you can use this one long. And I want to buy some of these batteries just to use in things that, you got to put two AA's because they're super convenient. Yeah, I really like this Ace Beam TAC 2AA. I will share the link to it. It's a good price too. And I believe occasionally it'll be down to like 20 bucks. But yeah, check that one out. I keep that one in my car, and it's super bright. In the turbo mode, it's got strobe. Yeah. All right. Enough of that. Let's see what else we got here. Compliance Edge Knives. Is that the SVM Tropic? That looks a lot like the one I bought from the Kickstarter. SVM Stonewashed and Gray. Phoenix. Let me see. Phoenix Light. Who makes the Phoenix? Or is that the company? Phoenix Light. I can't even type. Well, I guess it's Phoenix Light. Products. Flashlights. Aha, Phoenix is a brand. I got you. 35R Ace. Yeah, that one's got the same kind of button system going on there, with the back button and the front button. All right, Compliance Edge, Night Watch Knives, Violin. Another bird and fish knife. That one's pretty cool looking too. Got those Tiffany blue handles, kind of like the one I made. That looks way better. That micarta looks way better than the G10 I got, but oh, that is G10. It's just better quality G10. Almost look like micarta. Wow. Yep, Robin, I've got a G5. I love it. You clip on your hat and everything. I want to get a G4, but I've got the G5. Y'all do me a favor and smash that like button. All right, we got the Dagger Tropic Thunder. Yep. Another weapon. Weapon only. You can use double-edged knives, but can't. Nate Carper, Coffin Hunter. That is a big boy. 600 layer Damascus with the coffin shaped handle. That is a thick handle. It's got to be a 10-inch knife probably. Does not say. That drives me nuts when people sell knives and don't tell you how big they are, but they'll let you add it to the cart. Alright then. Big River Forge. Man, there's a ton of fixed blades this week. Another one that does not have dimensions. Guess you just gotta message him to ask him or something. Guess if you're buying one of these, you've probably talked to the guy. When you get a custom, guess you build some rapport with the person. But I still think they should put stats on every knife if they're going to let you add it to the cart. Guess you look at the person's hand to try to tell how big it is. I don't know. All right. The cleaver, we were just on dude's page. That is a sick looking cleaver though. $850 cleaver, but man. What a pretty knife. Half face blades. One of the ones I said were slept on by a lot of people. We're looking for the Crow Scout. Let's see, maybe we can just type in Crow Scout. Pro Scout. Here we go. Nine to 10 inch, 4 to 5 inch blade. At least he gave us some little bit of specs. I guess since they're custom, they're all different, you know. So 9 to 10, 4 to 5 inch blade. Pretty big sheath. Yeah, I like half face. I think they're slept on by a lot of people. All right. Valentini Garage Works. Two and a quarter inches at the heel of the blade, 8 and a quarter inches cutting edge. That would be a nice kitchen knife. Morning, Sever. Yep. All right. And today or yesterday, the Alpine Ultralight and the Stockyard. Yeah, like I said, I don't know why, but Montana Knife Company just, I'm sure their knives are great, but it's something about their webpage that just looks like they're crazy. It's, I don't know. I mean, I like it. It's a lot better than like Urban EDC, but they just all start running together a little bit. It seems like they come out with a bunch of knives. And I know a lot of people love this company. I kind of like that one. That one's a different kind of style. Got some specs on it. Let's see. 7 and 5/8 overall. 3 and 3/8. Yeah, that's a cool looking knife. I like that better than the last few we've seen from them. All right. And then today, my God, Fixed Blade City. Corey Dunlop. I guess it's not available today. Yeah, right here. 2 hours and 6 minutes till all these drop. There's the Wicket. Guess they're coming out today as well. That's pretty cool. I like how he's got them all numbered and got specs on there. You know what you're buying. TCal. Let's see. What was the one? TCal Agent 007. Yeah, we 5 of these coming out in 2 hours. That's a lot of angle there. A lot of angle on that front of that Ponto. All right, chickpea, ironwood. Yeah, I like how he's got them all labeled and you know exactly which one you're going to get. Those will be coming out today. The Wicket XL, which I like. I love how he's using different. I love how all these handles are a little bit different. Different pattern in the wood. Different sections. People will go for like number 6 and number 10 quickly. Something that looks a little different. Yeah, that's cool. Agent Ronin RMJ Tactical, the Raider Dagger. That's a cool blade finish. Micro milling or step. It's not really step milling, it's pattern milling. Yeah, that's a cool looking knife. I like that handle's pretty cool. Hyena brown, black probably my favorite. $385 for that one. Overland X Ravina. What's going on with the Ravina? Yep, we got specs. I really like that Overland X. Every time I see it, it makes me want one. And Rife Knives. It's just a good old knifey knife. Black canvas micarta. Yeah, that looks like, let's see, 7.12 overall. 3-inch blade. Yeah, that looks like a very workhorse of a knife there. That what was the price on those? $325. Magna cut, of course. Full flat grind all the way across it. Yeah, super cool looking knife. Alright. Now we get down to folding knives. The Growler XL. Bunch of people have. White Mountain Knives. The DLC one sold out first. The titanium dark wash, stone wash, acid wash version is still available, as well as all the other ones, I believe. No, the Shipwreck Camo Carbon is sold out, but the 80s, the Damtanium, all the other ones are still available. If you do buy one, don't forget to use my code Alchemy10 to save 10%. You get one from White Mountain Knives. Templar Knives, Sentinel. Side Slider OTF. D2 blade steel. I think I'm done with D2 for now. 3-inch blade. $160. I don't know anything about Templar knife. Let's see here. Morning, Grateful. I'll be getting your knife sent out today. Yep, I will be getting your G42. Still talking about flashlights. How much do those Woobin W4s cost? Let's see. Ubin W4. I mean X4. I don't know why I said W4. So they're $39 on their site. What are they on Amazon? Same price. Yeah, I think I might get one of those. I've got the X5. I think I might try one of those out though. Alright, we got ProTech Nexus Mordax. Oh, I wanted to show y'all a video really quick. We watched a bunch of the videos on the Sonora and how they made them. And there was a video where he shows how much tolerances matter. Yeah, this is it right here. Hold on, let me show y'all this video real quick. I wanted to show, we talk about tolerances and tightness, and he mentioned something in this video that I was not aware of, and that is how oil can fix tolerances.
There's a level of care put into this that is kind of shocking to me, honestly. This is unlike anything I've really seen before.
Yeah, it's a bit different from Bally's.
1/10,000th of an inch was too much to remove from the bushing, and now we need to start over. What's up, everybody, and welcome.
So here's what I want you to see here.
So this is the assembly station, or one of them, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, what are we doing now?
So now, our first step is going to be polishing the detent ramp to get a smooth, very smooth detent.
So what's the detent ramp?
So the detent ramp is going to be this cone shape that's cut into the blade.
Okay, so that's the actual part that the action of the button is going into.
Correct.
Gotcha, okay. So what is the point of polishing that?
So if we
Substantial.
So he starts assembling it, but the part
this is
that was really interesting to me
so it doesn't catch it and start spinning. And this might
was
be
the bushing.
Stuff.
So first he goes.
Wait, 25?
Hold on, let me back up.
Just to get a rough idea on how large the hole is. That one doesn't.
So he uses.
Gauge.
Here you go.
Precise.
We try to make them as good as we can.
All right.
That makes a lot of sense. I guess you guys
Hold on.
Small, so we have full control.
aren't the final size off the machine.
All right, here we go.
Bushing hole out to final size.
So
the bushing hole
holes aren't the final size off the machine.
No, we intentionally machine them a little bit small so we have full control over their final size.
That makes a lot of sense. I guess you guys really need this to be precise.
We try to make them as good as we can. So I'm going to check. This is a 2507 gauge pin, just to get a rough idea on how large the hole is. That one doesn't quite fit. The final size that we're going to end up at is 0.251.
Wait, 251. Oh, wow. Wow, this is quite the jig you have set up for this.
Just to keep the blade flat and something to grab onto so it doesn't catch it and start spinning. And this might be a few-step process because it removes material very slowly.
Gotcha.
So now you can see that the 2507 pin fits. So our next step is making sure a 0.251 pin fits. And that is a pretty snug fit if you want to feel that.
Oh my God.
So that is at final size.
That's kind of crazy.
So after honing the bushing hole to final size, we're going to take an abrasive ball and remove the burr.
Okay, so the burr is just kind of left from making the hole the right size.
Correct.
Gotcha.
And we're going to measure the blade thickness.
So
it's coming in at 125.3. We aim for 125.0.
So he has a bunch of different size bushings.
Workable range. So from there, we're going to start with a bushing that is 1 thou thicker than the blade. So 126.3 is what we're aiming for.
Okay, so you have sort of a selection of different sizes.
So he measures the blade
Correct.
thickness,
Yeah,
and then he
machine
finds a
bushings
bushing
with
that is
1/10,000
1,000 thicker.
increments. So we have a lot of initial choices to start from.
Gotcha. And then do you pick a bushing that has been machined, or do you lap a bushing to make it fit?
A bit of both. We try to get as close as we can with machining, but the tolerances required for a perfect bushing system on the Snore is so incredibly tight. More or less all of them will need a little bit of hand fitting.
Wow.
Nothing is a direct drop-in fit.
How tight is that tolerance?
For thickness, our tolerance is about, from the perfect size bushing, if you were to remove half of a 10,000th, it wouldn't work anymore.
Half of a 10,000?
Half of a 10,000th.
Oh my God.
Unfathomable.
Like, that is literally nothing. That is
Yes.
crazy to me.
So I'm gonna check the diameter of this bushing, which is dead on 0.250. That's the diameter we're aiming for. Now we're gonna check the thickness, and bushings are never perfectly parallel. There's gonna be a little bit of variance in the diameter.
Slightly.
So what we're measuring is the thinnest point of the bushing. So this one is 0.1262. So we're at 9.5 tenths of a thousandth. After a bushing fitment, we're gonna throw everything together. So
That
we're gonna start with
micrometer
the stop pin. I usually
is
start
very
with 181
precise.
because that's kind of the middle side, so we can go up or down from there if need be. We're gonna throw our button spring in the handle.
Okay.
We're gonna throw the button in on top of that and make sure that the button fits the hole properly. We're gonna sandwich the bushing that we just fit in between some washers. Push the button down, because the button has to be in first. And then just kind of throw everything together. We're gonna roughly line everything up and then do the final alignment with a pivot needle.
Yep.
And we can
pivot
do a function
needle.
test here to make sure that everything works as intended.
Wow.
And this is completely dry, so like,
Yeah, there's no lube in there at all.
yeah. So the lockup amount looks about right. So we're gonna throw the bolster and the pivot through. And again, just double checking, making sure that we have the correct amount of lockup. And we're just gonna throw in the pivot screw.
I feel like at some point this has to stop being magic for me, because I've seen a number of people assemble, like, at this point, balisongs and knives. But it always blows my mind the way y'all will have like a collection of parts, and then in a few seconds you have a fully built knife.
I mean, after building 1,000 plus of them, you kind of get used to it.
I guess that makes
Yeah,
sense.
so
So we're gonna take our pivot screw to
he torques the pivots down.
10 inch-pounds.
Oh, whoa. So that
10
actually,
inch
like, lets you
pounds.
do it to a specific
Correct.
tightness.
Yeah, so we assemble all Sonores to 10 inch-pounds. Just gives us a good standard. So we're gonna feel for blade play. And there's a little bit much on this one. If you wanna hold the button and wobble the blade.
So it has a little bit too much blade play.
Oh, I do feel that, yeah.
So we can make it a little better than that, so we're gonna do it.
Okay, great. So,
So he
for those of y'all
so he
who
laps
have
it
different
a little bit
Be made better.
and he takes off.
To reduce the thickness of the bushing, as I said earlier, not all bushings are perfectly symmetrical or parallel. So I'm going to find the thinnest part and lap it in a way that keeps it parallel.
And that right there took off too
Should
much.
be enough to reduce the felt play.
Okay, so literally just a couple seconds on this piece of sandpaper.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And you can already see the thickest point of the bushing was brought from 1265 to 1264, so we removed about a 10,000th of an inch.
Oh my God.
Let's throw that back together and see where we're at.
1/10,000th of an inch.
So that took off too much.
Enough.
Pretty wild.
God.
The tolerances.
Same thing, we're just gonna check, make sure we have lockup and that everything functions as it should. Throw a pivot screw. And torque it to 10 inch-pounds again. And you see?
Now it
Blade
sticks.
binds, so we remove too much.
My
So
God.
now we gotta start over.
1/1000th of an inch was too much to remove from two bushings.
So yeah, so he has to find another one, redo
The
it.
bushing that we just sanded was 0.1262. So we're gonna look for a bushing that's a little bit thicker, around 0.12625. So half of a 10,000 thicker.
Oh my God. Half of a 10,000. You were literally, I literally getting.
And then he says,
Exactly 0.12625. So half of a 10,000 thicker than the one that didn't work.
Okay.
And let's see if this one works.
so it still has a minuscule amount of play, but he says that the oil will fix that.
Dude. And that's with no lube.
That's with no lube.
It has like the tiniest little hint of play. And then when you put the lube on it,
That takes up the little bit that you feel.
it just completely removes it and it becomes this insane thing. That is incredible.
Yeah. Now we're going to set the action of the knife now that our bushing is the proper thickness. There's a few things we're looking for. We're looking for a good detent strength that's not too light, not too heavy. And this one feels about good, but there's a bit more lockup than we're looking for. So we're going to increase our stop pin size just a little bit.
What is the lock?
So this is what Waylon did.
Exactly.
So the lockup refers to how far the button protrudes onto the mating lock face of the blade.
He's going to change
Is it
the
sticking
stop
out
pin
too
size.
It's sticking out too much. So
Okay.
the lock is safe, but it introduces a level of button stick that we're not happy with. So we are going to measure the stop pin size, which is 0.181, and we're going to increase that. I'll go up about 2.5 thousandths, and we'll see where that takes us.
Gosh, there is so many things in here that is to make.
So he changes the stop pin.
Exactly. So with the larger stop pin, it would push the blade more this way, which decreases the amount of lockup.
Awesome.
So with the new size stop pin, lockup is where we want it. Detent feels good. The little bit of button stick that you're feeling now is just from everything being completely dry. So we're gonna go ahead and oil it.
And what kind of oil are y'all using for this?
So we use a
And the
carbon
oil
which
fixes
is
that little bit of blade play, which blows my mind because I didn't really think about tolerances being that much that oil in between there can make the blade stop moving.
Addictive.
Oh my god, that's really good.
It is.
But
That's like
now
like a
it's
cereal
bank
sort
vault.
of smell to it. That's really nice.
So with all of the mating surfaces oiled, we'll actuate the knife a few times and wobble the blade a little bit back and forth to seep in the oil. And after a second, you can kind of feel the play reduce and reduce and reduce until it is gone entirely.
That is crazy. How often does the end user need to like oil their knife?
Actuated. So if you're fidgeting your knife, definitely oil it more if you care about blade play.
Yeah.
After about an hour and a half.
But
2
that's
hours,
crazy.
it's
Tolerances are crazy, and that is wild. Yeah, this is machine wise. I'm sure you've picked up on that. But yeah, and then he goes through and packages it. If y'all want to check out that video, it's right here. Yeah, go watch that video. It's pretty cool, all the tolerances, and then he shows it how they package it and all the pictures that you see on their website. He has a camera set up right here on this desk when he's packaging stuff.
for a few different things, and
It's
also
where that
look for
black
any
pad
comments
is right
that you might
there.
have missed prior.
And so that's why all the pictures look the same.
All right.
That'll do.
That'll do.
Next, we're going to check out the detent.
So he does all this, and then he
Everything checks
takes a
out.
picture.
Smiley face. All right, now we take a picture.
Yep. So we'll just get that queued up and framed properly.
So there's all the website pictures that all look the same.
All right, let's go to
Done with that camera right there, which is pretty cool. But yeah, that video was very interesting, but I just couldn't believe that oil would fix a little bit of blade play. I mean, it makes sense. Something I had never thought of. But bushings, you know, are better than bearings as far as, and better than just washers. I don't have a bushing knife. I don't believe. But I think I need to get one. I'm going to get a Mojave too because I don't like the button locks anymore. I'm not into button locks much anymore. I'm not into D2 and I'm not into button locks. And I'm almost done with crossbar locks, except for anything Kaiser does, because they're perfect. But I think I'm pretty much going to stick with frame and liner locks from now on. No, none of my Striders are bushing. They're all washer. Cliff, that's such a subjective thing. That carbon oil that he uses is pretty good. But yeah, it's all just up to personal preference. Oh yeah, my back left pocket. Whoops. I just felt, and I had this in my back left pocket all night. Yeah, we looked at that one the other day, B Shady. That was a pretty knife. Uh, can't remember. It was on Instagram. We saw it. It was on actually Duty's Dagger page, I believe. Oh, that's not where I wanted to go. Let's see. Yeah, this is the one. We went straight to their website. Yeah, I showed that. But there's that same little mat in the same picture. No, it's a whole different company. Same idea. I bet they have a photo station set up too. That is a cool looking knife. Yeah, I've got lots of washer knives, but I don't have any bushing knives. I use KPL, Cliff. I'm a fan of KPL, and I've got some of the. I got a couple of different kinds, but I use KPL for the most part. Knife pivot lube. I mean, you can't go wrong with it. It works great. I've also got some cheaper stuff that I got that's green. Premium knife oil. But I use KPL. But a lot of people use, like regular, like Mitchell just said, Hope's number 9. Hops number 9. A lot of people use just gun. You can get people get stuck with whatever. It's just like I said. It's a personal preference thing. I mean, it really just depends how much you use your knives. A person like you, I would say any kind of oil would be fine because you're going to be doing it quite a bit. But if you type in knife oil on Amazon, you're going to get all kinds. And even I've got some thinner stuff, but here's the blade. Here's that kind that I got that's $8 for that green premium knife oil blade. I got some of that. And I've got a bottle of this too that's a lot thinner. And this is for more like coating of blades and stuff. But you can just use regular 3-in-1 oil. You can use KPL, the number 9. Someone who's going to be putting, if you're in a rugged environment like you are in the ice and snow and you're going to be oiling up your knives a lot, I would say just get some, just get anything. If you want some of your knives, buy some KPL for the stuff you're going to keep inside and not be oiling up and using as much, maybe. But I found a bottle of this at a yard sale, and it's real thin, super cheap. I don't know. It came with this whole little kit, and I got it for like $1. So I was like, run it. So I keep that at work, but it's more of a blade oil than a pivot oil, because it's thinner. Gavco, Curtis, TRM Adam. What is the Ace Elmer? Huh. Ace Elmer. Not seen that one yet. Is that a... Oh, it's a Protect. Yeah, is it an auto or is it just a button lock? Yeah, it's an auto. Alright. So Giant Mouse and Protect. Yeah, Pete's a big believer in the wax. Yeah, and rim oil for OTFs. Yeah, nano oil. Expensive. Yep, I've got my little tin of Wicked Wax over here. I have not used it like I should, but wax on, wax off. And the carbon, let's see, the honey carbon, what did he say? Orange. Let's see. Machine Wise knife oil. It's carbon honey. Carbon honey oil. So carbon honey is what Machine Wise uses, and that's what they said. They have their own blend that's specifically formulated for them. Let me turn off this sound because it's annoying. But that carbon honey oil is supposed to be good. Supposed to smell good. Let's see, their products. Medium viscosity, thin, and thick. So I haven't tried that out yet, but if you own a Machine Wise knife, that's what comes in the little 3D printed case. It's carbon honey oil. Yeah, I've wanted to try this too, but carbonhoneyoil.com. I'll shoot the link over to the chat for you if you want to check it out. All right. Let's see. Today's drops. The Stingray. Yeah. Still haven't come up. Okay. Those are going to Finch. Untos, Null Knives, Voodoo Doll. Might have to pre-order one of those. Voodoo Dolls. Yeah, the Snarf. Pete's looking forward to that. The new Feldspar. That looks good too. Yeah, the Explorer NF. Another great one. Every time I look at that, I want to order it. I guess I better go hurry up and do it. Yeah. Crow, Rosie's Rippers, Dark Waste Truffles. Alright. I think we've about finished that for the day. Bolt butter? Huh. Never heard of that. Go see what that comes up. Wow. When I did a search for Bolt butter, Look what it showed me. It comes up with boy butter. Boy butter, that doesn't sound appealing. And it says bolt cutter. Search only for bolt butter. I do not know. Wow. Bolt butter. Wood wax. Bolt butter leather balm. Slip and bolt butter. Oh, Kenman. So he shows some bolt butter, huh?
On the floor, a nice little array of stuff. Here it is. Some stickers.
Let's see what it...
Whatever, fidgety fingers. Boom, so a nice little jar of the bolt butter.
So Leatherworks bolt butter. Wonder if you put a link down here. Nope. Leatherworks bolt butter. Double wide EDC. There it is. Bolt butter leather balm. Huh. Yeah, the boy butter, I'm scared of that. I thought you meant literally from the year 1931, and I was like, did your grandfather like have that laying around and you just grabbed it? I was like, what? What's going on here? Morning, Nick. All right. So, I am definitely going to be working on this today and hopefully trying to finish it up. I am going to shoot video. Oh, yeah. I recorded a video yesterday. Wow, that's weird. I totally forgot about that. Media source. Let me see if I can play this. I've been wanting to know if I could do this, record a video. Let's see. Yeah, here it is. Will the sound play? That's what I'm curious about. Well, I thought I should film this in case it turns out to work or so this is right after y'all might want to see, but I've got my little number 2 beveler and the sound is not playing. Huh. Well, that's no good. Oh wait, maybe it was. And I'm gonna run it along the edge of this. It is playing. I just can't hear it. Clean up all this mess that I made. And it is. I was practicing using the little chamfering tool. But yeah, okay. So y'all can hear that. I just can't hear it. I'm happy with where we got to today. Take the edges off of that little thing. All right, cool. I just wanted to test that. Let's see. But since I've got this laid out so good and I don't want it to move, I think what I might try to do is I might remove this clamp right here. I might try to pull back this edge and get this glued into place and then clamp this back and then move down a little bit and try to follow it all the way down. But then I thought about the fact that I've got to sew my belt loop on there. So I've got to sew this on. But I've got to take it back apart regardless. And I got to burnish these edges now that I've chamfered them. But anyway, that's what I'm going to be working on this afternoon. And I put, you know, it's got to come apart, so I drew a line to help me try to line it up. So in between all the clamps, I drew a black Sharpie line that I should be able to reline it up by. So yeah, that will be cool. Wow, that was kind of stuck together. But yeah, it fit good. My black line is on the other side. Wow, that was stuck together. So I should be able to hold it up against this line right here and get it relined up for when I glue it. So it needs to go right there, but I'm going to put the clip on, the belt loop on. And I got to remember which side I want it on. Don't put it on the wrong side. So I definitely want it on this side, which will be the same side. Okay, it'll be the same side that I first put the welt on. It needs to go on this side right here. So I will do that. I will get it glued on and then sew it on and then start building the welt. Going to be building more backyard fence today, huh? Be shady, you ain't counting money this morning? Yeah, this will actually be the first part that I glue. So I will glue down here on the edges and right here and stick this on. Like I said, I'm going to put a little bit of a bulge in it. I'm going to squeeze it just a little bit when I stick it on so that it'll have a place for the belt to like feed through naturally. Because that's how I want it, and it's my sheath. But yeah, I'll get this kind of centered right about there. Get it glued on. Then take my little punch things. Punch out my 2 lines of holes. Then sew it on. And then start putting the welt in. I've also got, I might have some stamps coming in today, so we might try to put a pattern on here. That's also why I had to open it back up. Oh yeah, and now that I got this apart, I can take my little tool and finish my line here. So I've got it set where I can run it right against the edge of the leather. Whoops. And that is where my thread will go. All the way down in there. I will also use those little punches to punch the holes through everything to get that lined up. And then I'll sand it all down and get it all even. So anyway, I'm going to be working on that this afternoon. I hope y'all have a great Friday. We will be talking about knives again in the morning and just hanging out, being laid back tomorrow since it's the weekend. So that'll be cool. But guess we're going to wind this one up unless anybody has anything else they want to talk about. If y'all hadn't on your way out, I invite you to smash that like button for me. help the algorithm. Oh, I know, one more quick thing. I made a video of Nedge. Hold on. Let me show you here. Doing a little bit of little knife grinding. Made a video of Nedge here, so Nedge is doing a little bit of grinding in the shop. Pretty cool to see him moving. I hope to have more videos of him and Professor Hackett. Oh, no problem, B Shady. Thanks for being here and talking knives with me. Anyway, guys, appreciate y'all. Hope y'all have a great Friday and Friday night. Don't forget, we're back at 8 a.m. every day of the week. So don't come at 9 tomorrow, come at 8. And I'll see y'all tomorrow.